Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from different parts of the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that 42,290 people have been rescued in the southern state of Tamil Nadu after heavy rains inundated the lower regions. 800 stranded passengers at Sri Vaikundam railway station have been safely rescued, and the railway has arranged a special train and bus. Over 31 deaths were reported. She also said that 900 crore rupees have been released from National Disaster Relief Fund to the state in 2 installments before the 14th of December, prior to the floods in the southern districts of Tamil Nadu. Addressing a press conference, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prasar Joshi said that the passing of 3 criminal law bills is historic and British-era laws have also been abolished. Speaking on the winter session of the Parliament, Indian Minister further said that a total of 19 bills were passed in both the houses. 9 members of Legislative Assembly took oath in the Cabinet of India's Chhattisgarh. Lakshmi Rajwade said that she will serve the entire state as the minister. Security forces on Friday launched a massive search operation a day after 4th Army personnel attained martyrdom and 2 others got injured following a terror strike in India's Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. India had asked states and union territories to be on alert and maintain constant vigil amid an uptick in coronavirus cases. The Indian Health Ministry urged people to stay cautious but not to panic. Among the Indian states, Kerala tops the chart with 265 fresh COVID cases, with total number of fresh cases around the country at 328 on Friday. Aiming at augmenting the anti-piracy efforts in the Gulf of Aden region, Indian Navy deployed indigenous guided missile destroyer in the region. In a swift response to the 14th December incident, the Indian Navy's maritime patrol aircraft deployed to investigate the incident on board a Malta-flagged vessel MV Rion and established communication with all 18 crew members. The registration of youth on Mera Yuva Bharat, that is My Bharat portal, has crossed 2.2 million. The portal has been set up by Government of India for development of youth in the age group of 15 to 29 years of age. Digi Yatra, that provides a seamless and hassle-free experience to the passengers at airports using biometric-based identity verification, is now available at 13 airports across the country. Using the Digi Yatra app, the passengers can simply check into the airports even without a boarding pass by just looking at security cameras which identify the individuals based on the Aadhaar card and allow instant access through security checkpoints. Addressing the 20th Subroto Mukherjee seminar, Indian Air Force Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary said that India's air power engagements with the countries of the Global South have resonated across the board and allowed us to exchange best practices. He further added that India's growing indigenous defense capability has already opened the doors for partnership and exports. Chief of Naval Staff Admiral R. Hari Kumar visited INS Kadmat in Thailand during the ongoing 8th Indian Ocean Naval Symposium Conclave of Chiefs 2023. Admiral Kumar interacted with the ship's crew and commended them on the successful long-range deployment. The visit strengthens maritime cooperation and interoperability between the 2 navies. India's anti-terrorism squad received information that 2 Bangladeshi nationals were living illegally in the Kamot village area of Navi Mumbai. The 2 Bangladeshi nationals have been arrested. Payroll data for the October months released by the Government of India suggested that 7,72,084 new subscriptions have been added, and more than 2 lakh among these are women. The Indian markets ended in green on Friday. Sensex climbed 241.86 points to settle at 71,106.96. Nifty rises 94.35 points to settle at 21,349.4. Indian rupee rises 13 paise to close at 83.14 against the US dollar. Gold future maturing on the 5th of February next year stood at 62,856 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of March next year stood at 75,759 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. US stocks closed higher on Thursday, winning back much of the previous day's losses. The S&P 500 gained 1.03% and the Nasdaq Composite added 1.26%. Oil prices that rallied earlier in the week due to concerns about shipping disruption in the Red Sea fell after Angola announced it is leaving the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Angolan oil minister said the country's membership in OPEC was not serving its interests. The country produces around 1.1 million barrels per day compared with 28 million for the whole group. Residential property prices in Germany continued their fall, dropping 10.2% in the third quarter from a year earlier, in a further grim sign for the real estate sector in Europe's largest economy, data on Friday showed. Britain's economy might be in a recession, according to data that showed it shrunk between July and September, shortly after Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt took the rare step of suggesting the Bank of England might cut interest rates to boost the growth. French President Emmanuel Macron will visit New Delhi on the 26th of January for India's Republic Day celebrations, the Élysée French Presidential Palace said, adding Macron would be welcomed as the chief guest. This will be the sixth time that a French president will be the chief guest at the Republic Day celebrations of India. Thousands of Argentines took to the streets for a second day to protest against President Javier Milei's decree ending limits on exports in a bid to salvage an ailing economy. Over 20 countries have agreed to participate in the new US-led coalition safeguarding commercial traffic in the Red Sea from attacks by Yemen's Houthi movement. The culprit in the mass shooting at Prague University on Thursday that left 14 people dead and 25 wounded has been identified as a Czech student of the university. The Czech Republic has declared a day of mourning across the Central European country on the 23rd of December to remember the victims of Prague University shooting. The death toll from fire and blast at an oil terminal in Guinea has increased to 23 from 13, while the number of injured has gone up to 241, according to government statement. A Norwegian cruise ship MS Maud suffered a power outage while sailing in North Sea, causing navigation failure. This happened after a rogue wave shattered windows on the bridge while it sailed in the North Sea. A mass Russian drone attack hit different districts of Kyiv, with Mayor Vitaly Klitschko and other officials reporting strikes on widely separated residential districts. It was the sixth drone attack on the capital this month. Ukraine on Friday claimed that it shot down 24 of 28 attack drones launched overnight by Russia. At least 2 injuries were reported in the capital, Kyiv. Glenn Simmons has been released from prison in Oklahoma, serving nearly half a century despite being innocent of murder. Despite China's warning to the Philippines to make the rational choice amid the latter's bold moves to contest its right in the South China Sea waters, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos said that his government will stand up to coercion in the South China Sea. Pakistan Supreme Court has granted bail to former Prime Minister Imran Khan and one of his aides in a case related to an alleged leak of state secrets. The United Nations Special Representative for Afghanistan has said that the key features of the human rights situation in the country are a record of systematic discrimination against women and girls, repression of political dissent, and torture and ill treatment. A reactor at North Korea's Yongbyon nuclear complex appears for the first time to be using atomic fuel, stated the IAEA. That would mean the country has a new potential source of plutonium for its nuclear weapons. Migrants in Mexico face the last obstacles in the path to the United States by crossing the Rio Bravo waters amid torrential weather. The Texas cities of Eagle Pass have received thousands of newcomers in recent days as migrants. In a telephonic conversation, the US president and his Mexican counterpart agreed that more enforcement was needed at the border of the two countries amid an escalating migrant crisis. Democratic Republic of Congo held a second day of voting on Thursday in a chaotic and violent general election that was an unscheduled extension that could open the results up to legal challenge. 5 opposition candidates in the Democratic Republic of Congo have accused the country's Electoral Commission of trying to rig Wednesday's elections and called for a rerun. People travelling to and from the British capital are facing serious disruptions at one of the busiest times of the year. Unexpected train strikes and severe winds have led to dozens of journeys being delayed. A Biden-Trump rematch in the next year poll seems increasingly likely, but both the leaders go into the race lacking popularity. Some polls suggest as much as a fifth of the electorate falls into the so-called double haters category. Japan has finalized its record $54.25 billion defense budget for fiscal year 2024, the second consecutive year in which the country increased its defense spending by about yen 1 trillion from the previous year. The approved budget keeps Japan on track to boost military spending by 43 trillion yen over 5 years as it seeks to bolster defense in a complex security environment with China and North Korea. Islamabad police have released all women protesters after 26 hours of detention on the 28th day of the movement against Baloch genocide. Locals in northern India battled cold weather conditions as chilly winds and snowfall in higher reaches of the Himalayas led to dip in mercury. India's southern state of Tamil Nadu is expected to witness more downpours after heavy monsoon rains caused floods to paralyze life in parts of Tamil Nadu since Monday. Heavy rain and flooding has led to temporary road closures in the Californian coastal city of Santa Barbara. Torrential rains is causing inundation as roads flood with rainwater. Vehicles are struggling to pass through the city. Authorities in regions of Oxnard and Ventura County have issued evacuation orders as well. Lava flow from the volcano that erupted this week in Iceland have eased further as no volcanic activity is now visible. Relief work continues in northwest China's Gansu province, where a 6.2 magnitude earthquake on Monday caused severe devastation. Temperatures across China are set to rise after almost 2 weeks of below freezing weather brought by a cold wave. 18th Toshali National Crafts Mela in Indian state of Odisha, attracting thousands of visitors every day, is being organized. Craftsmen from more than 20 states and more than 600 stalls are now open. This annual extravaganza serves to showcase the rich cultural heritage of India's traditional arts and craft. The preparations for the inauguration of the Ram temple are in full swing. A fiber-made sun god riding on 7 horses will be installed on the main road of the temple. Hundreds of people marked winter solstice sunrise at a Neolithic monument in New Grange, County Meath in Ireland. During the winter solstice, direct sunlight enters the monument through a small opening in the roof and illuminates the chamber for up to 17 minutes. Thai Elementary School welcomes festive visit from 5 Santa-clad elephants, delighting students with gifts and Christmas cheer. Ayutthaya Elephant Palace's manager Ithi Pankhalvamai shares the elephants had been dressing in Christmas decorations for 20 years. Parisians and tourists are stocking up on Olympics merchandise for the festive season with t-shirts, hats and wooden toys. Some customers have placed tickets for the Paris Olympic Games under the Christmas tree, while others prefer memorabilia for the first time. Paris hosted the Olympics back in the year 1924. Florida Keys Aquarium welcomes a festive special guest as Santa Claus makes a memorable visit. The central Mexican town of Tepoztlan hosted the annual Christmas pageant known as Pastorela as a kick-off the holiday season. Pastorelas showcase the nativity story infused with traditional Mexican indigenous aesthetics, revolutionary attire, regional music, political commentary, referencing contemporary events. Parisians find year-end relief in puppy yoga classes, combining exercise with furry companions for stress relief. Puppy Yoga Paris offers several sessions a week, each featuring a bunch of purebred puppies as well as kittens, with the animals aged 6 to 12 weeks. To counter unpredictable Belgian weather, Sint-Truiden has moved its annual festive ice rink to the majestic interior of an abandoned 18th century Baroque church. As an addition to the ice rink, moving colourful starry night projected on the ceiling while skaters glide alongside a captivating nativity scene. The capital city of Japan, Tokyo, twinkles with Christmas lights, bringing tourists cheer and happy memories. At Naichi Prefecture Zoo in Japan, monkeys convene around a bonfire, seeking warmth during the winter chill. The custom of bonfire for monkeys at zoo began more than 60 years ago when zookeepers made a bonfire for themselves and the monkeys, who are usually scared of fire, joined to enjoy its warmth. Vietnam hosts an event to reveal the champions of the Happy Vietnam Photo Contest. Bui Quang Quoet's Bay Len Vietnam clinches the top spot in the photo category. As per industry tracking reports, Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan's star movie Dunki crossed 30 crore rupees net domestically on its debut day. The film released on Thursday. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced the shortlist in 10 categories for the 96th Oscars award. Greta Gerwig's Barbie, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer and Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon are among the finalists in many categories. Indo-Canadian filmmaker Nisha Pahuja's latest project called To Kill a Tiger has been shortlisted in the documentary feature film category for the 2024 Oscars award. The Berlin Film Festival will honor Martin Scorsese's contributions to cinema with a Lifetime Achievement Award at its 74th iteration next year. 81 years old Martin will be awarded an honorary Golden Bear in the event scheduled to take place on the 20th of February next year. Having made appearances in Hollywood hits like Disney's Haunted Mansion and Leo, Jo Koy is set to host the upcoming Golden Globes Award scheduled to take place on the 7th of January. Japanese actor Yoshihiro Togashi's Yu Yu Hakusho has swiftly claimed the top spot in Netflix's top 10 non-English TV shows. A child pornography lawsuit is filed against the pop band Nirvana concerning the album cover of Nevermind, released in 1991. BTS member Jimin has given fans a special Christmas gift with the release of his new single called Closer Than This, along with an emotionally charged music video. Moving on to sports, India secured the ODI series against South Africa in par with Sanju Samson's maiden century and Arshdeep Singh's 4-wicket leading to a 78-run victory. Indian women cricket team scored 376 for 7 at stumps on day 2, taking a lead of 157 runs against Australia in one-off test at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. West Indies defeated England by 4 wickets in the 5th T20 International to register a 3-2 series victory. Australia's Usman Khawaja defended wearing a black armband for personal reasons for the Pakistan Test match, challenging the ICC's reprimand. Indian women's hockey team ended the Five Nations tournament in Valencia with a 2-1 victory over Ireland. European clubs facing UEFA sanctions withdrew from the proposed breakaway league amid widespread fan protests. Melbourne Park gears up for the 2024 Australian Open, featuring Djokovic's quest for an 11th title and Sabalenka's defending her crown. Parisians and tourists rush to buy Olympic merchandise as the 25th of December marks the last Christmas before the Summer Games. Mark Anthony ventures into electric power boating, acquiring a Miami race boat team. In Cotonou's ER Center, hockey instructor Kuakam Kamtichuang sparks enthusiasm for roller hockey among city's youth. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.